practicing and don't give up. Just never give up. Play as often as you can and be really dedicated and try to write good music and don't worry about the material ethics that go with music. It doesn't matter what you look like or anything. It doesn't matter what your product looks like. It's what it sounds like.
Oh, it was a day's shooting of the video. It took about 12 hours. We invited 200 of our friends down to the studio, and they sat in bleachers, and we had a good time. But there was a lot of smoke, this artificial smoke machine, and it got black stuff in our noses, and we were picking black stuff out of our noses at night.
Those bands that you just mentioned, Tad, Mudhoney, and Soundgarden, are pretty much the only bands from Seattle I personally have liked. The rest of them I don't really care for that much, so I think there are at least a handful of good bands in every city.
What, being apathetic?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why?
Why? Because we sleep too much. Punk rock should mean freedom, liking and accepting anything that you like, playing whatever you want, as sloppy as you want, as long as it's good and it has passion.
I've always loved pop music. It just so happens that most of the songs that we wrote at the time the Bleach album was coming out were more abrasive songs. There were quite a few songs that were very pop, like the song like About a Girl, that were just left off the album.
No, I don't think the first album was live. I mean, we recorded it in the studio. You know, we did overdubs.
We did record like basic tracks.
No, we did. We overdubbed all guitar and vocals and yeah, everything.
Oh, I thought it was.
Really? Yeah, they asked John.
Oh, I said no.
I said no before even asking you guys.
Oh.
That's because I'm the leader of the band.
You blew my chance, man.
Energy comes out of the outlets into our amplifiers. And then the energy comes out of us, and it goes into the audience, and they bounce it back, and we just play catch with some vibes.
Energy with vibes.
Wow.
So, I can't hear.
Everything is covering your ears.
Oh, it's good to look at you.
You guys were really neat.
Damn, if I wasn't so needle sick, I'd be on tour with Guns N' Roses right now.
We'd like to thank you all for coming tonight and letting us pretend like we're still underground alternative rock pub stars.
There's t-shirts for sale, and back stickers, and we have singles out back.
Do you know how much money we have?
You know, it's really hard to believe everything you read. Come on. Yeah, see, you know, I remember I had that little guitar part, and I went to at least 15 of my friends and said, where the fuck have I heard that? Where the heck have I heard that before? And no one could come up with it, and I couldn't figure it out, so we kept writing the song, and then, obviously, after the song was recorded and everything, we figured it out, and someone pointed it out to us.
I didn't realize that happened to you, or I wouldn't have prodded you in the butt like that.
When did you prod me in the butt?
When you fell over backwards after we were done playing the song, and I was prodding you in the butt, and I was going to jump on you and like attack you, but I realized that you were in pain at that time.
It just kind of fell apart. It just turned into black mush. It doesn't hurt at all, though. It never had. Yeah. It doesn't seem infected in any way. It just there's another nail growing underneath it. I just smashed it and it just broke off.
I had this really long tube with fiber optic camera lens things shoved down my throat, and I remember waking up and I pushed the nurse away and I was going.
What were they saying to you?
They were going, Kurt, settle down. It's okay.
My throat was ripped open and I'm sore and I can't swallow.
Bar EP on cassette. Well, Calvin, my friend Calvin from Olympia, he sold me that tape. I bought that tape.
A show of 7 months worth of touring, where in every city there's at least 2 or 3 of those kind of shops, and it doesn't seem to me to be that hard of a thing to find, you know? Sometimes we write it on an acoustic guitar, and sometimes we write it on a flute or an electric guitar. It doesn't really matter. Any instrument that's laying around.
Stress key, does it take it to a stress situation, a condition? Is that it?
It would relieve you of stress.
Right.
And these are the glasses, and they're I don't know all the technical
terminology for exactly how to explain it, but they flash red lights on and off in different patterns, and they coincide with your alpha and whatever other alpha and beta waves in your brain, and then there's a sound that goes along with that also. It's really amazing.
Do you have to keep your eyes open to?
No, you close your eyes. It's just like staring into the sun and going.
You can feel the flash.
Usually when you attempt to make some kind of statement in a big place like this, people don't really understand what you're saying. That's why most rock bands have resorted to saying, "How you people doing out there? All right, party."
To the good majority of the themes that are on the album, which are mostly medical themes, you know, sickness and death and rebirth and having to be restrained in a bed with an IV in your arm and being sick all the time. You know, I for some reason see connection between death and life and being sick all the time, and I'm just kind of obsessed with it.
It's an let me repeat that, anti-rape song. I don't know, I just thought, got tired of people trying to put too much meaning into my lyrics, you know, being too, not making much sense, you know, so I decided to be really blunt and bold. Hell yes. It takes the pressure off of me. Dave came up with the drum beat, and we just built the song off of the drum. And the riff, yeah. He came up with the drum beat, and then he showed me the riff, you know, and it was really simple, and we thought, well, this could work, and I was thinking, this is kind of boneheadish, and then I thought, we'll work on it, and it turned out great, and now I'm excited about it, because now we can write together even more. I have 3 toilets, and I put 2 of them in each toilet so far, and now I've won a 3rd, so I've
That's the American dream.
match.
The audiences, I've been really surprised and happy to see the types of people that come to our shows. I know that sounds elitist, but I mean, they're really, I was surprised to see that there are that many kids in every city. They're just good, nice kids, you know?
Actually, on a note. What kind of, this is something I asked the other 2 guys too, but what kind of, I mean, I guess since it has an effect on you, it has an effect on the band, but what kind of effect do you think Frances Beans had on Nirvana? I guess.
On the band?
Yeah. I mean, she said, and it sounds strange to say that, but she's had an effect on you, obviously, so does it change the way you work at all? And I don't necessarily mean in a bad way, but does it kind of alter the way you go about things? Or?
I don't know how Frances has affected the band, other than she amuses everybody backstage when she's on tour with us. Everyone loves to have her around. I don't know, since I haven't had a stomach problem and I've had a child and I'm married now, you know, I mean, I'm sure I'm a lot easier to deal with, you know. I'm not as grumpy as I used to be, so. Now some white trash mothers are going to sue us after they beat their children for a few years and neglect them, and then they kill themselves and blame it on us.
And they blow their faces off.
I gave him a good Christian upbringing.
Dope, man.
What happened?
I tanned his ass every day. He should have turned out just fine if it wasn't for that record. I guess we don't talk about those kind of things that, you know, that are really important to us because I don't want to be thought of as like nothing more than a PC band, you know? I mean, we're entertainers. You know, that's what music is, and so it's really hard to, you know, step over the lines. Can't you tell? I mean, haven't you read enough bitching from us for the last year that we're not rock stars, you know, we're not trying to be, although we did display a lot of rock star things today. And my Uncle Chuck was in a couple of bar bands. You know, they just played covers like Green is Clearwater. He had a Lucite drum set. He was left-handed.